Welcome to VLearn's online class. In today's session, we will continue with the integrity constraints and normalization. As in the previous sessions, we have already covered the relational database integrity, that is referential integrity and entity integrity. Entity integrity constraints such as primary key constraint, unique constraint. Then attribute constraints we have already covered, that is not null constraint and check constraints. Then you can apply while creating a table. Global constraints like check constraints in a single relation and in multiple relations. Now the next step is normalization. As we have already discussed, what is normalization? It is a technique of organizing the data in a database, and it is a systematic approach of decomposing the table to eliminate data redundancy, like you can also call it data duplicacy, and undesirable characteristics like insertion, updation, deletion anomalies. Normalization is a multi-step process that puts data into tabular form by removing the duplicated data from the relational tables. And normalization is mainly used because of two purposes. First is to eliminate the useless data, you can say to eliminate the redundant data, and second to ensure data dependencies make sense, that is data is logically stored. Now before discussing about the normalization, we will first discuss the dependencies. Functional dependencies we have already discussed in the previous session, that is if it is written that is A arrow B, it means B is functionally dependent on A. It means for each value of A, there will be a unique value in B. For example, if we write down EMP number arrow EMP email, or EMP num arrow EMP F name, or EMP num arrow EMP L name, it means that EMP email is functionally dependent on EMP num. Similarly, EMP F name is functionally dependent on EMP num. Similarly, EMP L name is functionally dependent on EMP num. It means for each value of EMP email or EMP F name or EMP L name, there will be a unique value in the EMP num attribute. This is known as functional dependency. Transitive dependency means if B is dependent on A and C is dependent on B, it means these functional dependencies are transitive, which means that there is also a dependency between A and C, that is C is functionally dependent on A or C is transitively dependent on A. Similarly, you can see here EMP email, department number, department name. There are total 4 attributes: EMP number, EMP email, department number and department name, from which EMP email is dependent on EMP number and department number is dependent on EMP number, is functionally dependent on EMP number, but department name is dependent on department number. Here the department number is dependent on EMP num. It means there is a transitive dependency between the EMP num and department num. Next is partial dependency. Partial dependency exists when an attribute B is functionally dependent on an attribute A and A is a component of multi-part candidate key. Means instead of depending fully on the particular multi-part candidate key, if a particular component is dependent on a single component of multi-part candidate key, then it will be known as partial dependency. These are all about dependencies which we have already covered in the previous session in details. Now, after reading these dependencies, we will start with the normal forms. But before starting with the normal forms, I want to discuss the problems without normalization. What is the need of normalization, or why do we perform the normalization process on a database? Without normalization, it is very difficult to handle and update the database without facing data loss. Insertion, updation, and deletion anomalies are very frequent if data is not normalized. Updation anomaly means, for example, there is a table of student which contains student ID, student name, student address, and subjects opted. I again repeat, if there is a table named student which contains student ID, student name, student address, and subjects opted. Then, in case of updation anomalies, to update the address of a student who occurs twice or more than twice in a table, we will have to update the address column in the rows. In all the rows, as the data will be inconsistent. This is the updation anomalies, which is a major problem in case of unnormalized data, because if a particular record is repeated in 1, 2, 3 times, then if you want to update a particular record in that particular field in that particular record, then the updation will have to be performed in all the rows, otherwise the data will become inconsistent. Similarly, insertion anomaly, again I will take the same example. Suppose for a new admission, we have a student ID, student name, and address of a student. But if a student has not opted for any subject yet, then we have to insert null values there, which leads to the insertion anomaly or insertion problem. Similarly, deletion anomaly, again I will take the same table as an example, that if in the same table, if SID, let's say SID 401 has only one subject and temporarily he drops it, when we have delete that record and the entire student will be deleted along with it. This is the problems of deletion in unnormalized data, or you can say the deletion anomaly. So, to remove these problems or to handle these problems, to remove the data inconsistency, to remove the data duplicacy, we use or we perform the normalization in the database. Now, the normalization rules are divided into different forms like first normal form, second normal form, third normal form, and BCNF, that is boycott normal form. Firstly, we will discuss about the first normal form. As per first normal form, no two rows of the data must contain repeating group of the information. Or you can say a relation is in first normal form if all the values stored in the relation are single valued and atomic. That is, each set of columns must have a unique value such that multiple columns cannot be used to fetch the same row. And each table should be organized into rows, and each row should have a primary key that distinguishes it as unique. Primary key is usually a single column, but sometimes more than one column may be combined to create a primary key. For example, if we take a table, again I want to take a table named student, in which there is student name, student age, and subject. And in first normal form, any row must not have a column in which more than one value is saved, like separated with commas. Rather than that, we must separate such data into multiple rows. And using the first normal form, data redundancy increases as there will be many columns with same data in multiple rows, but each row as a whole will be unique in case of first normal form. You can see a table. It is not in first normal form, as EMP degrees has multi-valued field which is separated by comma, comma, comma. And employee 679 has 2 degrees and employee 333 has 3 degrees. It is a multi-valued field. And to obtain the first normal form relation, we create the following table, the table you see in this example, that is EMP num, EMP phone and EMP degree is divided into 2 categories, that is EMP num and EMP phone, and second contains EMP num and EMP degree. Next is second normal form. Now, as per the second normal form, there must not be any partial dependency of any column on primary key. It means in case of second normal form, we mainly deal with the partial dependency. It means that for a table that is concatenated, that has concatenated primary key, each column in the table that is not a part of that primary key must depend on the entire concatenated key for its existence. And if any column depends only on one part of the concatenated keys, then the table fails second normal form. Means a table or a database to be in second normal form, we must remove the partial dependency from the particular table. Partial dependency exists if any column of the table is depend only a particular part of the concatenated primary key, not on the whole. Means if there is any partial dependency exists. There is a table that is invoice number, line number, product number, quantity and invoice date. Invoice number and line number, and product number and quantity. That is, product number and quantity are dependent on invoice number and line number, but invoice date is dependent on the invoice number. Means if invoice number and line number is concatenated or composite key, then invoice date is a non-key. Invoice date, if the invoice date is dependent on a part of this concatenated key, then it is the partial dependency. There are 2 candidate keys, that is invoice number and line number, and quantity is only the non-key attribute and it is dependent on the invoice number. And since there is a determinant that is not a candidate key, invoice line is not in BCNF. Because the invoice date is dependent on the invoice number partially. To achieve the second normal form, we can improve this database by decomposing the relation into 2 relations that contain invoice number, line number, product number and quantity, and the second relation contains invoice number and invoice date. That is invoice number and invoice date, because invoice date is non-key which is dependent partially on the invoice number. Next is third normal form. Third normal form applies that every non-prime attribute of table must be dependent on the primary key. Or we can say that there should be the case that a non-prime attribute is dependent on another non-prime attribute. So this transitive functional dependency should be removed from the table, and also the table must be in the second normal form. Means if we talk about the third normal form, in third normal form we mainly dealt with the transitive dependency. It means if any non-key is dependent on any other non-key, then this means there is a need to remove the transitive dependency, and there is a need to apply the third normal form. And the advantage of removing the transitive dependency is the amount of duplication is reduced and data integrity can be achieved with the help of removing the transitive dependency. Here you can see the employee relation that contains employee number, employee name, department number and department name, in which employee number is a primary key, employee name, department number and department name are non-keys. Employee number is dependent on employee number. Similarly, department number is dependent on employee number, but department name is a non-key which is dependent on the department number. Means one non-key is dependent on another non-key instead of a primary key. So to remove this transitive dependency, we decompose this relation into two relations, in which first relation contains the employee number, employee name and department number, and second contains the department number and department name. And the decomposition is lossless decomposition, and which results the database in third normal form. Next is BCNF, that is boy and chord normal form. It is the higher version of third normal form, and this form deals with certain type of anomaly that is not handled by the third normal form. And a third normal form table which does not have multiple overlapping candidate keys is said to be in boy-chord normal form. For a table to be in boy-chord normal form, some of the condition must be satisfied. That is, the relation R must be in third normal form. If a relation is in third normal form, then we can say then it can be in boy-chord normal form. And for each functional dependency, that is, if Y is dependent on X, then X should be a super key. For example, if there is a relationship that R, which contains the attribute that is A, B, C, D, and have the dependencies like B, C and D depends on A and D depends on BC, and B depends on D, then it means it is already in third NF, and A and BC are keys of the table. But in the functional dependency, that is, if B, C, D is functional dependent on A, then A is a super key, and in second relation, if AD is dependent on BC, then BC is also a key, but if B is dependent on D, then D is not a key. Here you can break this relationship into two relationships, that is R1 and R2. If we simply talk about the BCNF, then BCNF is more stricter than third NF, and it mainly deals with the anomalies that is not handled by third NF, and a third NF table which does not have multiple overlapping candidate keys is said to be in Boycott normal form. If a table is in BCNF, then we can say it is in third NF also. But if a table is in third NF, then you cannot say it must be in BCNF. It is not confirmed if the table is third NF, because BCNF is higher version of third normal form. This is all about the normalization process in database management system, which contains different rules, that is first normal form, which mainly deals with the redundancies or duplicacy, second normal form, which mainly deals with the partial dependencies, third normal form, which mainly deals with the transitive dependency, and Boycott normal form, which mainly deals with the anomalies which cannot be dealt by the third normal form.